when you get excited, you scream. It's kind of like a World War I.
You know what? I'll
bomb.
do what I want.
And that's just so piercing.
Like a klaxon.
It pretty much stays red the whole entire time.
You know, people come to me to ask me to
People
teach them
come,
how to speak.
People come on you. Hello, everybody.
It's TBT time, and we are back.
We are back from our hiatus.
You know what?
We took a little break.
After surviving that last episode of Fire Island,
I am still... Kassan, you fucked us over.
I had to take to my bed for a couple days.
You did.
After
Jorge, that is not what we wanted to see.
With like a cold compress.
Actually, it's Patrick's fault.
Patrick, I wouldn't spit on you if I saw you.
But
I'd spit on you, but not if you were on fire.
Welcome to TBT time, everybody. I'm Mattie.
Your breath smells.
Sorry, I had pizza tonight.
So did I, but my breath's fine.
No, it smells too.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. I'm Mattie, everybody.
And I'm Poodle, a.k.a. Jake.
And we're here giving you what you want. Probably not this.
Whether you like it or not. No, I don't think anyone wants this.
I'm just going to have a little bit of my LaCroix.
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 I think everyone calls them LaCroix. You're right. So let's get to it.
It's like a gift.
We have chosen the next show that we're starting. To recap, we may or may not follow through with it if it sucks.
Kind of like with Mariah Carey's special.
But we
couldn't even do it.
Oh God! But we know what we're going to do, and we're going to that show. Should we announce it now or should we wait?
I think we can announce it now.
Should we break some news?
We should break. I mean, with the show that we do know one thing about this show, it's going to have some hot guys, or it better.
And there will be drama, which we like, so it's a little reality show, and it's coming on ABC, and it's about music. Does anybody know what it is?
And there'll be a lot of buried homosexuality, which is going to remind us of our past.
The show is called BoyBand. We're recapping the show BoyBand.
On ABC.
On Thursday nights. So we'll be taping on Thursday nights.
It's airing June 22nd. There's a
next Thursday.
Hour special. We're going to try to get the East Coast feed of that if we can.
I'm so drunk.
So I don't think I'm going to be able to let you drink until the second hour.
Okay, you're probably right. So we thought to whet your appetite a little bit for Boy Band, we would bring you a special segment of our TV Tea Time Tea Selections.
Tea Selections.
I just made that up.
Boy.
And it's not even that good. But
improv. Look at you. Wow.
I was taught well.
These are we're going to do a top 10 tea bags.
Top 12.
Or 12 tea bags of boy bands.
Our favorite boy bands. These aren't really our favorite. These are boy bands that make us feel funny in our stomachs.
So ones we jacked off to.
In our younger age. You know when you were watching, I don't know if this is anyone else, if any straight people were watching, which... God forbid, why would you be?
There's Patrick.
And you were watching
Not
it,
Patrick
and you were like maybe 11 or 12, and you were watching, and you're like,
you hear this music.
Their song is really pretty, and they're moving together in sync, and they're touching their chests a lot. And why do I feel nervous in my stomach?
Why do I feel scared and excited?
But also excited,
and feel like that they know
me. And then the next morning, I find a wet spot in my underwear.
Wow, really painted a picture. Was that before or after you went to milk the cows and feed the goats? How are you always sweating?
I'm sweating like a pig.
It's very hot here.
All right.
Very hot.
I'm going to start now.
Okay, so we're here to give you our top 6. We were going to only have 10, but there's so many boy bands we beat off to that we had to make it 12.
And this was hard, actually.
This was hard.
We had, like me when I watched some of these.
Hashtag tick joke.
My number 6
Your number
is
6. Oh, we're going backwards.
We're going to go back. Of course you end with number 1.
Oh, yes.
Moron.
Yes. You're right.
God, have you ever watched a top 10?
I've read some BuzzFeed listicles.
Okay, so my number 6 is the British group Take That. Which was Gary Barlow as the lead, and then the Robbie Williams, the gay favorite Robbie Williams, who was not Robin Williams, who killed himself. Robbie Williams.
British man, he's still alive. I'm just telling people he's still alive. He partied a lot. They didn't know.
And you know what? That's a great thing.
Yeah, that is a great thing. I like Robbie Williams.
He had Rock DJ. That was one of his songs. But That was one of the first British supergroups.
And he was not gay. Or he's not gay, right?
I think one of them may have been gay.
But Robbie Williams.
Robin
What is
Williams
that
was
song?
very kind of like
I
bisexual.
like that song. We've got stars are left in our face, and the millennium.
Oh yes, Millennium.
That's
yes,
a good
that's a great
song.
song. But they had he
That
also
was
had
not
that
Take
song
That.
Angels.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
just talking about
We're
Robbie
just talking
Williams.
Robbie Williams. Didn't he used to wear the shirts where you could see his arms?
Yes, he was the one
Yes.
that every gay guy had something for.
Yes.
So anyway, but they had a big song
You know what I
called.
think of when I see big arms and biceps?
I guess we're just keeping talking about Robbie Williams.
You
now.
know what I think though?
What?
Hand jobs.
And you know what? Take that had. It was called Back for Good.
I got a back.
Anyway.
I got a back that'll be for good.
And you know what? Even the group's name says "Take That." So, like,
I'm glad you're.
I'm almost gonna pass out.
What happened?
I caught some. But anyway, they wanted you to take that.
Boy, you got carried away. Felt it up in your throat.
I'm crying now because I was okay. That's what I have. I'm glad I made you. They wanted you to take that.
Boy, I think this was our first TVT time spit take.
And
Welcome.
it was me choking.
Glad you said this episode's going to be 15 minutes. We're already 7 minutes in.
All right. What's your next one?
My number 6 is an Oklahoma boy band. Who's it going to be?
Oh, my God.
The one that's white or the one with the little soul? Well, you know me, ladies. Color Me Bad.
Oh, remember?
I
wanna sex you up. Ooh, I wanna sex.
Good.
Tick-tock, you don't stop.
Stop.
Tick-tock, you don't stop.
Stop.
So,
I love Color Me Bad.
there was one hot one that I remember trying to find. Like, there was a shirtless picture in a magazine, and I just kept staring at it.
Yeah, I think that was
probably
like
the
a
same
I
one.
think that was like a bop.
Yes.
I remember,
And, like, we saw it in the grocery store.
yes, I remember going in like in the
Sweating
Safeway.
like Whitney.
You are like Whitney. You need a rag. Color Me Bad was from Oklahoma, and I remember going to the
All of them?
I think yes, all of. And I remember they would sometimes sing at the mall in Oklahoma City. And I remember trying to go to the Quail Springs Mall. Was it Quail Springs?
That is not
Or
a
was
real
it-
place.
Yeah, no, not Quail Springs. It was.
But you couldn't go because you had Bible
It
study?
was the angle. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But I wanted to go. Well, we went one time and we heard a rumor that they were there. And so we went around looking for them. I don't think they were there. That's
And
why
that
I
was
like Color Me Bad.
And that was a very sad story.
All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is 98 Degrees. And
have opinions.
that was
Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey and his brother,
His
Drew.
Drew.
And also
Drew Lachey.
Jeff, who now dances with Chippendales, and then some blonde guy who sang bass for
He
them.
dances with Chippendales?
But they were, yes, he does.
Good for him.
But they were like the bro-y ones. They were the ones doing this, and like they were the bro-iest of the boy bands. They kind of was that like frat guy you sucked off one time. Was that
They
just
were.
me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
they were hot. I didn't really love them. I didn't understand their
No, they were
name.
terrible.
I felt like if you're
Quit playing games with my heart.
My heart.
Is that them? No, that's Backstreet
That's
Boys.
Backstreet Boys. They're not even that good.
What was? I can't think of a 98 Degrees song. Never
You know,
mind.
we even knew it.
I even wrote it down.
Or didn't they do nothing at all? Oh no, that's the other.
No, that's the next one I have.
Well, what did
God
they
damn
do?
it.
They did I Swear. Oh wait, no, that was
Yes.
the black lead singer. Boy, 98 Degrees. You know what? They're
Go,
not,
just go to yours.
you know what? If your band's called 98 Degrees, I'm sorry, it should be like 101. 'Cause
You know
you're
what? I'm
hot.
sure there's a story there.
Why do we say
But
we're
I'm
all
sure it's
98?
uninteresting.
They're like probably like we're all human, whatever. Well, speaking of bros, my
Nice
number
segue.
5 is a very probably one of the most prolific, most talented boy bands, really I think in the modern day era, and that is LFO. Wow.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick. I think it's fly when girls come by for the summer, blah, 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 blah. That guy was hot. That lead singer is hot. Anybody who doesn't think so is a liar.
I like girls who wear Abercrombie, bitch. You know what? They were hot. I saw them in person because I went with my friend Sean.
Seems like a perfectly heterosexual date.
He's about to get married, actually. One of my best friends. He's about to get married again. I'm excited to go to the wedding. And so,
Again for the second time?
No, you know what? Third time's a charm for them. It's going to work. No, I'm serious. This was one of his other anyway. So I went with my best friend Sean.
You think you just have a small get-together for a third wedding?
No, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We're going to Florida and to be the family. So anyway, we went to one of those summer festivals, that are like all day. And they just have a bunch of bands. And the best thing, I actually saw Melissa Etheridge there. And everybody,
okay, move this along.
No, this is important. Everybody wasn't excited about Melissa Etheridge. And I just kind of came out, and she played on her 12-string, and it was amazing. She sounded beautiful. I was like 30 feet away. But we were all there because LFO was the headliner. And so they come out and sing their song. By this time, I am just... not even 2. I'm like 10 sheets to the wind. Drunker than Cooter Brown.
Were you underage?
I was over 21, maybe 21. But I was still... it was a very important gay moment for me because this was in the middle of Oklahoma. And because I got so drunk, I basically flirted with every shirtless man that walked by. And my friend Sean and his friends had my back. But you know what? I felt of so many abs that day. And then from straight men who let me feel them up because I was drunk.
This personal story is...
LFL is terrible, but I just want to say you can dream. Because for me to watch a boy band and be feeling up straight men while I was drunker than Cooter Brown and girls saying, "Oh, you're so cute," it was a dream.
So that's...
A dream is a wish your heart
okay.
no matter how your heart is dreaming.
Okay, we're going to move on.
All right.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What was my next one?
Boy, you're speechless.
No, I had it, but I wrote down.
You wrote 98 degrees.
And then I wrote take that twice. Oh, I know. I wrote take that twice. My number 4 is O-Town. And it's not because they were great. I'm going to take yours thing. Because everyone remembers... 'cause I want it all or nothing at all. That was pretty.
You're welcome.
So it was because it was a reality show, and like Lou Pearlman, the creepy like pedophile guy, kind of ran everything.
That guy,
yeah, and who founded NSYNC.
Yes, who Justin Timberlake does not talk about it anymore.
So. But they had all these guys. So there was like Jacob, who in the end had the cornroles. He was like a white kid.
Oh, that was out of place.
Dan was like the hot one. I watched the show and I loved it. And there was like
you were too old
there
to
was
watch
like 2 Latino ones, I think. And there was Ashley Parker Angel, who was blonde.
Is he the one that had the spiky blonde hair?
Yes.
That looked like what's that hair product everybody uses? Rave,
yes.
Yes.
But it was very dramatic, and they fought a lot. And
did they fight a lot shirtless?
They were all such bros too. They all were like had such love for each other.
Speaking of people coming on you,
and Lou Pearlman was like in their tour bus, like petting their heads as they fell asleep.
And then when they fell asleep, he would just finger himself with Cheeto fingers.
Cheeto fingers. Yeah. Anyway, I really did enjoy the show making the band because it provided young heterosexual energy for me when I needed it.
Well, let's hope Boy Band on ABC is not as creepy, which we'll be recapping on Thursday, June 22nd. All right.
That was my number 4.
My number 4 is, a band that deeply influenced, I think, a lot about me, including maybe some of my attractions to people. I want to talk about Blackstreet.
No diggity.
I like to bag it. Blackstreet was hot. I remember all my...
She's got my...
I remember all my white friends thought it was cool that they could like, because especially in Oklahoma.
They were a one-hit wonder, though.
They were, but
so was
that was a huge
it was.
hit.
I personally done it a lot of times for
Lindsay,
karaoke.
our friend Lindsay, often requests Jake to request no. It's the widest thing you've ever seen.
But you know what?
Life.
I know all the words and I sell the fuck out of it.
And that's the point of Blackstreet, though, is that white people felt like it was okay to like them, and that was fine by me because all my white friends kind of thought they were cool.
It wasn't so street.
They thought they were cool when they still were silly, really, really white. They were like, "Ooh," but I loved it because they had
a good song.
They had like tank tops.
They did.
And they were barely clothed.
Blackstreet.
I just remember. It's like when Alice walked through that looking glass. My
number 3
What are we talking about?
Oh yeah,
boy bands.
My number 3 is Menudo.
Oh yeah,
for obvious reasons. So that's all I have to say.
Como se dice spank bank in Espanol? All right, moving on.
El Jacko. El BJ.
You know what?
And Ricky Martin. That's all I have to say. Living La Vida. Oh.
Wow. You know what? If you're listening to the podcast, I'm happy for you because that image
you just missed that
made
image.
me bring up some of my vodka.
And okay, so Menudo without question for me because I love
that was
Latino
your number
guys.
3. So now
that was my number 3.
So now my number 3 is, this band is not as well known by a lot of people, but I love it. And my friend Lindsay Lefler.
You find the most obscure ones.
I got to sit up for this. I loved Soul Decision. They were Canadian boys.
Fade all right.
Think about making my move tonight. I can't pretend when you're holding my hand and I'm making your body tight. Cause I like the way you're making me move. I like the way you're making me wait. At the end of the night when you're coming on home, you take it home to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. That is a good song. And
also a good karaoke number
the
for me.
lead singer, Trevor Guthrie, who I just found
who we had to look up.
Who I just found out was... Well, I remembered his name was Trevor. I couldn't remember his last name.
We disagreed that I was disagreeing that they were actually a boy band.
But Wikipedia said they're a boy band. They're a Canadian boy band.
The song was too cool.
You know what?
The song was too cool.
They were maybe better musicians.
Yeah.
But you know what Trevor Guthrie did that I thought was so hot? I remember that...
I like it you're calling him Trevor Guthrie like you... know who he is.
We're friends. I like it. The video, it would pan down, and it was like a girl doing her makeup, and then it panned down him, and like he was sitting on a couch, and he was like this, and he was like, "How does that song start?" He was all like,
"Girl, I get you on.
I'm gonna take off all your clothes," and I imagined him taking off my clothes, and he did that thing. You know how boy band people do?
And he like because your shirt was too tight, he couldn't get it off.
Pretty much. She was like, "Boy, a little small," and I'm like, "I'm growing." Growing, Trevor Guthrie. But anyway.
Why don't you take off your shirt and swim in the pool with me?
Ah, it's cold. Go to the pool, Mom. Don't make me take my shirt off. I'm fine swimming in my long sleeve shirt. In Oklahoma, it's 100 degrees. But no, Trevor Guthrie, he would do that thing the boy bands do, where I call the nod eyebrows, where he'd be like,
yeah, he did. He had it.
He was great at it.
There was a lot of this. I'm touching my chest and then going up.
Yes,
they had it. They had an autography. I mean, and the Backstreet. Speaking of,
they were a sensuous group. Soul Decision.
Sensuous.
You spoke to my soul. Soul Decision. Even though your original name was Indecision.
What?
It was Indecision, but there was an American name, and they rightly changed their name to Soul Decision because they touched me in my deepest parts.
Moving on. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about my number 2.
All right.
And this is a group that I denied for a long time.
Uh-huh.
That I liked all the way through middle school.
Uh-huh.
And it's NKOTB.
I had to deny them as well.
New Kids on the Block. Every girl in my group was obsessed and had jean jackets with the
Erica Chambers had all the buttons. Mm-hmm. All the buttons.
But I secretly listened to Hangin' Tough and knew all the words. Mm-hmm. And may have known some of the dances.
Mine
that I practiced with.
Was, oh, she's my cover girl.
That's the most obscure song from them.
You know what? They just sang it. I just literally saw a week ago.
Not Hangin' Tough.
No, they did Hangin' Tough too, but they sang, and everybody knew Cover Girl. They freaked out. Yeah. I just recently saw New Kids on the Block, and it literally was just pretty much women my 30s and 40s. I mean, Beatlemania. Women, I think women threw panties
something.
Up there.
They touched something in this women.
And you know what? Donnie Wahlberg is still
He's
really
still gorgeous.
He is really.
And
Jordan is creepy.
And Jordan, I think Jordan is gorgeous.
But you know what? No, he's creepy now.
But Jonathan was the gay one who had anxiety and was like, blah,
he
blah,
doesn't do anything really solo. He gets
Joey is always around Larchmont, and he's gorgeous.
I talked to him once. Joey McIntyre. His voice sounded one of the best live voices I've ever heard in my life 2 weeks ago.
He did Joseph.
He has an amazing, amazing voice. Who was your favorite growing up?
And then there was, who was the other one? Danny?
Danny
was the one who kind of looks like an elephant.
He was muscly.
I was Jordan. Jordan for me.
You know, you remember when Jordan had that solo song, Big Baby, you know, I can give it
was
to
terrible.
You. I thought Jordan was cute, and then he got really creepy. Again, I was talking to Lindsay about it, and now for me, I'm all, I have to say, Donnie Wahlberg, he kind of won me over 2 weeks ago.
I would go for Donnie.
He was really hot, and he would cuss and be like, "This is the fucking party."
He was like, yeah.
And he would like, oh, he's so, ooh.
Okay, we're both of us are gonna have to beat off after this.
That's true. So speaking of that concert I saw at the
number
Hollywood
2.
Bowl, my number 2 was somebody else who was at the concert.
Oh,
And it was Boys to Men, our number 2.
What a double bill!
It was Boys to Men in
I'll make love
KOTB
to
and Paula
you.
Abdul. And Paula Abdul was
Paula
amazing.
Abdul?
She was amazing. She lip synced
Was
the whole
she-
thing.
I was
but
gonna say, was she dancing?
She danced her motherfucking ass
for her.
off. Good for
for
her.
her.
She did a lot of Gene Kells. I loved her. And then she was like, "Everybody, I love you.
I'll make love to you.
Boy,
like
you know what?
want me
Boys
to.
to Men,
They were so fucking
they
hot.
sounded amazing. And there's only 3 of them now because the other one they had a falling out with.
And now everyone's forgotten who they are.
No, they haven't.
I'm saying, remember Grease Live?
Oh,
when
yeah.
people were like, who are those black guys singing? They're amazing. All the millennials.
Idiot.
And everyone was like, that's fucking Boys to Men, you fucking numbnuts.
It's true. It's true. I know, but it's cool that just the 3 of them now because it's different types of harmonies. But I remember, don't you remember dancing in middle school to dance? I remember dancing with my girlfriend at the time, Lene Beard.
We've
Yeah,
heard
I
about
had
Lene Beard
my
before.
first kids. I remember dancing with her.
Remember the last name Beard?
No, that's true. I love her. But we don't you remember? Did you have a middle school girlfriend?
I did, but we didn't dance together.
What was her
We were too
name?
cool.
Moron.
Well, it wasn't Beard.
It wasn't Beard. All right. So
pretty
Boys
sure.
and Men's our number 2 band. Okay. What is your number one boy band?
You know, this could have been a lot of things, and I think we could flip flop either one of our.
I don't think we've ever flip flopped in our lives.
You know what? I have been versatile in my life.
Yeah. What happened? There was a hole in your mattress and you fell onto it and got stuck. You're like, help! My penis is stuck and I can't get it out.
All right, my number 1 is the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Because any gay guy or girl who wasn't changed by those flowing white shirts that they wore in those videos.
Kevin. Oh,
like,
Kevin.
Come on, I want it that way. And for me, it was Brian. I loved Brian
He was
because
cute.
he was kind of like the southern,
He did have
like
look like
wholesome
yeah.
one, and he was one of the best singers.
Kevin
and,
just looked. He was like a bad boy, and he was tall.
And but they you can tell they loved each other. And when the Everybody video came out with the monsters, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Cool. I remember it scared me a little bit
because you're terrified of anything like that.
You know, I just thought it was taking a risk. Scared me. It's kind of
but they were a huge
They
deal.
were huge. Sorry, my nose is just like I didn't do cocaine or I'd be skinnier. Everybody, they were great.
Yeah.
I was originally.
I would have blown Kevin 6 days to Sunday. Just offering that up. Kevin, call me.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be right on the line. Right on the line. But, I originally
know.
was Team Backstreet Boys, and then later I was converted, and I switched over to my number 1 boy band, NSYNC.
Which they kind of rule the world.
You know what, Justin? I love you. I've met him in person, and he's wonderful. Yes, I name dropped, but I have. Talked to him for 3 hours about Reba McEntire.
JC still, to me, one of the best pop voices
You know what?
ever.
JC Chasez is actually the best singer of the group.
Yeah. One of the best
sure.
pop voices, and he did have that great "You Blow Me Up With Your Love" single that never went anywhere.
That just blew the mic.
Blow me up with your love. The better.
I just don't think he had good producing, which he's written songs for other people. He can write songs.
I think he just needs to come out.
You think he's gay?
Yeah.
Man. You know who's had, besides Justin Timberlake, who's had the best fucking career of NSYNC?
I know.
Joey Fatone.
Who's in everything.
He's in everything. He's
Like
in
a
like My
host?
Big Fat Greek Wedding too, I think.
No, he has made a career for himself.
He is hosting everywhere.
He'll do anything.
People say he's the nicest guy.
And then you have Lance Bass,
Our wonderful
who we know
host.
quite well.
From our wonderful host of Finding Prince Charming.
And the only one who's not really around, although I think he does a lot of production work behind the scenes, is Chris Kirkpatrick.
Chris Patrick actually makes a lot of money doing whatever. He does a lot of money too. So I think they're probably still like even individually the most successful boy band.
I think we proved today that boy bands affected us a lot in our youth.
They did affect us.
And we still remember them and I'll probably fall asleep tonight thinking about.
I'm going to stop you
Robbie
right there
Williams.
before you get into deep conference, because I don't want to hear about what you're. But now we do have 2 special mentions, honorable mentions.
That's right.
We do. One honorable mention I'm going to say is the Jonas Brothers. We recognize.
Yeah, we recognize it.
We're great. Honestly,
we're too old.
We were too old, and also we recognize One Direction.
Yeah, I mean they're great. Some of the songs are great, but
we're just too old.
And also, they're like kissing boys.
They're like kissing boys,
yeah,
and like Nick Jonas is like in his underwear.
We have no personal connection
grabbing
to those
his
two.
cock. And
yeah,
he's like in that wrestling show.
I will say, Zayn
makes out with that
is
guy.
so hot.
I want Nick Jonas inside me. He is so hot.
Okay, that's enough for today.
You know what? So that's more of an honorable special mention.
Wait for our recap of Boy Band coming soon.
Coming Thursday on ABC.
Well, the recap will come.
The recap will come probably on Friday. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. So, okay, if you're interested in this, be sure to subscribe to the podcast or subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you listen to the podcast, leave a review. And I found out if you don't, you can leave the stars on the podcast, but it doesn't help us with Apple Podcasts. Actually, if you can leave stars and write something about the show.
Just like, as I've said before, keep going, Queens.
Keep
on the
going,
Apple,
Queens, which somebody wrote.
And I appreciated it.
So, yeah, if you let us know what opinions you have in the comments section about us recapping Boy Band. You can also...
I think it's a good fit.
It is a good fit. You can also find us around. I'm doing shows on AfterBuzz TV, recapping a terrible show on E! Called Watch What Happens at the Abbey. What Happens at the Abbey.
And
I like some of the people.
Throwing
the
my
show's
hand
just
around.
not good. And then Orphan Black. But that has nothing to do with us.
And I'm taking the summer slowly.
You know, slow. Your haircut looks good,
Thank you. It's all messed up now. Anyway, that's it for now.
All right, everybody. We can't wait to be back in the game. Bye.